So I always get asked, can I mix Scandi and industrial? No. I also get asked, can I mix deco and mid-century modern? No. Here's another one I get asked. Can I mix industrial and grand millennial? Not while I'm looking. But let me tell you what you can mix. Scandi and minimalism. No problem. Boho and maximalism. All day long. California beach casual and rustic? Anytime. So why don't these first mixes work? And why do the second pairings work so well? Because there's rules to mixing styles, and I'm gonna show you what they are and how to use them. Here's my 3 rules for mixing styles that you can bank on. Number 1 rule is you can always mix styles that are close together on the chronological timeline. Now, if you saw this transitional video, I explained that in depth. But for example, you can always combine Deco and Hollywood Regency. Why? Because they're 1920s and 1930s, so similar lines feel happy together. Mid-century modern and international modern. The 30s through the 60s. A little trickier, you have to be careful how you play with your color, but definitely those styles can mix. Another good example is the industrial and the early 20th century modern. Now, again, very similar time frames, late 1890s to early 1910, 1915, something right in there. Those are all really good together. This rule applies because these styles are so close conceptually on the design chronological timeline. Okay, so rule number 2 is you can usually mix styles that are within the same super style category. So that means traditional styles can look good together, transitional styles can look good together, and contemporary styles can look good together. It's not an absolute, so let me give you a couple examples. For instance, minimalism and Scandi, they're very happy together, no problems there. Desert modern, mid-century modern, also very nice together if you want to mix those up. They have a lot of complementary visual elements, and that's why they work together. So that's rule number 2. And if you guys are one of those guys where you're absolutely about to attack a kitchen or do something significant like a kitchen or a bathroom with your home, maybe add in a small addition, change out some windows, renovate in any way, you absolutely need to check out the Dezigner method. This is my new program for anyone who's doing any kind of significant either construction or renovation to their homes. I take you from soup to nuts. There's a link down below that'll give you more information on it. So check out the link down below. It's definitely in the description, but it's also right here, and I hope I see you there. So now I'm talking not about timelines, which was rule 2, but rule 3, which is understanding styles from a thematic standpoint. So like Eastern Coastal doesn't really have a timeline position other than it's sort of semi-transitional, but it can also be very contemporary and still Eastern Coastal like they do in Florida. But if you have something that's Eastern Coastal and you want to kind of like throw in a little bit of urban loft and industrial, it's not going to work because they are 2 contrasting themes. Right? You never have an Eastern Coastal home made out of an industrial loft in New York City. It just doesn't happen. So thematically, they are different design stories. Let me tell you about that. Eastern Coastal combined with an urban loft. Now, Eastern Coastal, lots of navy and white, kind of a happy feel, definitely nautical statements, definitely sand and beach, but in kind of a transitional way. Now, urban loft, on the other hand, is very sort of industrial, strong statement to it, got kind of a raw feeling to it. These thematically do not mix, they won't be happy. Or, for example, take farmhouse, which is very sort of ordered, but chippy paint and kind of relaxed, but definitely has a black and white theme to it, has reclaimed wood, and definitely clear statements around it being sort of agrarian. That does not work when you hit a desert modern condition. So desert modern, thematically is big open spaces, clear vistas, definitely different textures than what you'd have with farmhouse. It's got sand and pueblo, and those guys are never going to be happy together. But some good examples that would mix from a design thematic standpoint would be, for instance, grand millennial and maximalism. Both are sort of happy. They're about more is more. Grand millennial tends to be a little floral, but you can really go that way with maximalism and not have a problem. How about rustic and farmhouse? All day long, those two go together. Boho and maximalism? Absolutely. You know, maximalism is about more is more, and you can always throw a little bit of hippie chic in there. A macrame planner will always work in a maximalism space. So those are 3 examples of thematic style statements that you can mix easily. Now that you know the rules, let me show you guys how to mix them. I always work with 2 design statements. No more, it gets too confusing visually. So pick one of the 2 style statements as your main statement, and that will be your primary thing that you develop the envelope with, etc. Then throw in a couple of smaller elements, like perhaps a lighting piece or maybe some decor, that kind of thing, that speaks to the second style. And that's all you really need to do, because if you try and wholesale mix the 2 together, you're just going to end up with a completely confused visual statement. So remember, stick to one as a primary, mix in a couple of smaller elements, lighting, decor, those kinds of things. Like in this picture, you've got a Scandi and kind of a mid-century statement going on, mid-century being the little accent chair on the right. And so you've got these little pieces that just kind of reference the second style. And that's perfect. That's all you really need to do. Bingo, you're done. Now, if you want to dive deeper into mixing styles, be sure and sign up at lisaholt.com, where we send out lots of emails and information about that.
Hey guys, Mike here. Everything you see, all of this, I designed it thanks to binging on Lisa Holt's YouTube channel. Wow, amazing, right? Look at that tree over there. I did that myself. Okay, this part was supposed to be a waterfall, but hey, I'm still learning. Now, I've done a few non-jungle projects, and I think I did pretty good. I did this bathroom for this one client as well. I think it came out great.
Well, my contractor said he was the best.
I've got to get into Lisa's coaching program. Plumbing is tough, right? Okay, guys, make sure to like and subscribe and check out Lisa's Jungle Designs, the bomb.
But what I want you to do now is click this link right here, which takes you to a special playlist that I created just for this video that goes through all of the design styles. Be sure and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.